Hello, I'm Alyssa, the author and creator of the blog HarborHome32.com, where we truly believe that you can have a healthy, simple, and welcoming home no matter where home is. Today I'm going to be making a roasted chicken with vegetables. This is a one-pan meal and it is by far one of my family's favorites. So why do I want to make this video? Well, I kind of came across the concept of making your own whole chicken about a year ago, and I think it is one of the best ways to maximize food and nutrients for your money. A whole chicken typically runs anywhere between $5 to $10 in my experience. Aldi always has a cheaper option. But you get so many more cuts of meat, you get more money per pound, or you pay less money per pound, and you can also use the skin and the bones to make homemade bone broth or your own cooking fat. So this is something that I do so often because it saves so much money, and it sounds like a complicated thing, but it really isn't. If you're someone that's at home, either you work from home or you're a stay-at-home mom, you can put this dish together, throw it in the oven, leave it in there for an hour and a half, and you'll be amazed at how delicious it comes out. And really, it's not a lot of effort at all. So I hope you guys walk away today being convinced that making a whole chicken is worth it. Even if you don't know how to do it, learning how to do it is worth it, and it'll save you tons of money and give you so much nutrition out of making just one whole chicken. Let's begin. So what I hope you guys see today is how easy this is. First, you're just going to start with your whole chicken, and you're going to wash it up, get it all nice and ready, and then you're going to chop up whatever vegetables you want to roast. My favorite vegetables to roast are potatoes, carrots, and onions. Sometimes I throw beets in there, but it's really up to you. I bet Brussels sprouts would be awesome in this as well. Sweet potatoes too are fantastic. So it's really a simple concept, just some root vegetables and a whole chicken. They're all going to roast together in one pan. So that's what I'm going to start doing. Okay, there's my beautifully washed chicken. I'm going to set it aside. And then next I'm going to cut up about 4 potatoes. That is the amount that I like to cut for this recipe. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut up my onions. I'm going to do 2 for this video, but you can do however much you want. If you have only 1 onion, that works great. If you have red onions, I think those taste really good as well. There's not a lot you can do to screw this recipe up. So whatever you have to put in this pan with the chicken will be great. So I'm going to cut up 2 onions, and then I'm going to cut up some carrots. I usually like to cut up the whole carrots, but this is all they had at the local gas station down the street. Okay, so now that I have my chicken resting on top of all of my vegetables, my potatoes, onions, and carrots, what you do to season the chicken is you take as much butter as you want and you slather the chicken in butter. So I'm going to do that now. you are someone that is dairy free, you can also use a good roasting oil like avocado oil or grapeseed oil, or even ghee would work really well with this. Olive oil is not probably the best one to use just because it'll smoke a lot faster, and since you're going to be putting it in a really hot oven, you want it to be able to, or you don't want it to smoke really fast. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking some whole cloves of garlic and stuffing it inside for the seasoning. The next way I'm going to season this is by taking some fresh herbs that we have drying here in our kitchen and stuffing them inside the bird as well. And then I'm going to take some salt, some herb salt, sprinkle it over top of the chicken. If you don't have herb salt, that's fine. I always used to do this with just regular salt until I had herb salt. So regular salt and then a bunch of herbs on top. So easy. Okay, I'm just going to stick it all right in there, using thyme and rosemary. Okay, I think I have the chicken seasoned the way I want it. So now what I'm going to do is take this kitchen twine. If you're going to be a from scratch cook, I highly recommend getting kitchen twine for moments like this. You want to tie the bird's legs together. This looks more complicated than it really is. Just take the legs here, take your kitchen twine, just tie the bird down. See? So easy. Some people recommend putting tinfoil on the wings of the bird so that it doesn't burn, but I honestly have never done that, and it turns out just beautiful, crispy, delicious. So that's all you need to do. I've preheated the oven to 425. It's gonna go in there for about an hour and 15 minutes. At that point I check it, and if the juices of the chicken aren't running clear, then I put it back in for a little bit longer, but an hour and 15 typically does the trick. Okay, so it has been an hour and 15 minutes, and I just took a peek at the chicken and it looks really tasty. So I'm gonna pull it out of the oven, and then I'll show you how I cut it. Let all the juices fall into the potatoes and the onions, and then we're actually gonna stick the potatoes and onions back in the oven just for a little bit to caramelize and get really nice and tasty. This thing looks amazing and it's bubbling. I can see it. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting the chicken right over top of the potatoes, because what you want to have happen is that you want all of the juices that are being concealed in the chicken right now to run into the potatoes. It's gonna add a lot of flavor and a little sweetness, and make all the potatoes and onions and carrots all caramelized. I use this. I'm sure there's a right way to cut a bird, but you know, I haven't studied it that much, I just kind of cut. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, for the most part, I got most of the meat off. So I'm gonna just take this chicken carcass, the ribs and the main core of the chicken. I'm gonna set it aside, and I'm gonna pick off the rest of this little meat. It's hard to get everything off with a knife, but pick off the rest of the meat and then save the bones to make bone broth. Also, when my family and I eat this chicken, we'll save all the bones, put it in a freezer bag to make bone broth later on. So now what I'm gonna do is just kind of stir up the veggies with the juices from the chicken, and I'm gonna put it back in the oven for maybe, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes. So you want to stir up all of the juices in there. See all that juice from the chicken? Oh, it's gonna make this really nice and caramelized. If you're someone that likes to maximize their time while these are in the oven, you can set the table, get whatever other side dish you might have for dinner out, pour water, whatever it is. It will be out in a second, and you've already cut your chicken, so now you just have to put it in a bowl and set it on the table. Dinner is served. You guys, tell me you don't want to make this. It's amazing. You can't beat a homemade meal, and potatoes, onions, carrots, chicken is like the perfect comfort food. So as you guys can see, this was a pretty easy thing to make. Really, it's as simple as chopping vegetables, washing and seasoning the chicken, putting it in the oven for a while, and then coming back to take it out to a fantastic meal. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you give it a try. I really think you will love cooking a whole chicken and just all the things that you get to enjoy from that. I wanted to talk about how much meat I got from this. So it's basically 2 of everything, you know, 2 pretty big chicken breasts, 2 chicken thighs, 2 drumsticks, and 2 wings, and then there's always just a little extra meat in different places on a chicken that you don't normally get when you buy certain cuts of meat from the store. And so I think this chicken was maybe like a 4 to 5 pound chicken. And so I got all of that for $5, which if you're someone that buys meat regularly at the store, you know you can get a few chicken breasts for that amount of money, where here you have a few more cuts of meat. So it really does give you more meat for your price. And then also you can take the bones and make bone broth. I know I've mentioned this already in the video, but I want to reiterate again, if you are someone that likes to have bone broth from the store, you buy it from the store, stop buying it from the store. Make your own. If you have the opportunity, it saves you so much money. In one of my posts on how to make homemade bone broth that I'll link below, I did a cost comparison that shows you just about how much you would pay for, let's say, one container of bone broth is about $4 to $5. Where here, it pretty much just comes with the cost of the chicken, and you use your own water from home, and that's it. That's all you really need. So it feels like a giveaway. It feels like something free that I'm getting out of cooking this whole chicken. So if that is something that interests you, I would highly recommend you try it. If you're not someone that wants to make homemade bone broth, find someone that does. Save your bones, and they will be so happy to take any bones off your hand. Like I said, it's like a free meal, getting bones from someone or from the animal that you purchase, like a chicken. Another thing that I don't do as often, but it is enjoyable to do, is take the chicken skin. So as you could see, I cut off some of the chicken skin when I was carving up the meat. You can take that chicken skin, put it aside in either in a baggie or in a container, and then when you want some cooking oil, take the skin, put it in a like a medium to high heat cast iron skillet, and let the meat render, or let the chicken skin render. Chicken skin is basically mostly fat. A lot of good fats come out of there, and chicken fat, or any animal fat for that matter, is one of the better fats to consume. I know there's a lot of information out there about, you know, good fats, bad fats, all these kinds of things, but the more whole, kind of a whole food fat that you can get, the better. So butter, olive oil, and then yeah, animal fat, bacon grease. We save our bacon grease and cook eggs in it. The chicken fat, or the chicken fat that comes out of the skin, beef tallow is another one. So as you can see, you can get a lot of really more good nutrients if just using every piece of the chicken that you purchase. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you are brand new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button for more upcoming videos on whole food cooking, simple living, and hospitality. Thank you so much for ringing the doorbell at 32 Haverhill. Bye!